So I've had a couple of people this week talk to me about how they've blown. They're like, "Oh man, I've had a disaster. I've blown it all. All this good work's got come undone real quick." And the idea is that they've had a bad day's eating, and they think they've blown all their hard efforts. Now that's not really how fat loss works. The nature of fat loss is if you're on a diet, you've always got a bit of reserve as far as bad eating goes. So if you've had a bad day of eating today, Friday, Saturday, whatever it might be, it's very unlikely you're going to gain body fat on that very first day. The initial thing when you start eating badly, if you've been dieting, is that you're going to come on and just fill up your stores. Your liver glycogen stores will fill up, your muscle carb stores will fill up, you're beginning to fill up your stores. Day two of bad eating, depending how hard you've been dieting, again, probably you're not going to gain any body fat. Then come day three of bad eating, then you're probably going to now see that you're beginning to gain body fat. But the nature of the beast is that body fat is very slow to come on and it's very slow to go off. So this is a good and a bad thing. Obviously, if you're eating well, it's a bit annoying because you want to lose your fat quicker, faster. Nobody can ever get fast enough results. If, on the other hand, you're eating badly, it's very important because it means you've got that freedom. You're not going to literally gain 6% body fat through a week's bad eating on holiday. Now, one thing I think people struggle with is differentiation between feeling fat and being more fat. And this is the big difference. Now, if you have a bad blowout today, there's a good chance when you wake up tomorrow morning, you're going to feel fatter. And what that means is you then think, and this is what my clients are doing, saying, "Oh, I've blown it, it's all gone wrong." But nothing's really changed on a body fat terms. I measure your body fat that day, it's going to be the same as the day before when you're feeling quite good. What has changed though is by eating the bad foods, there's a good chance you might be more bloated the next day. If you're bloated, then your stomach physically looks bigger, so that's going to affect things. If you've been drinking and eating, then you're going to be heavier because you would have stored more carbohydrates in your muscle, you'd have sucked in more water along with that, and literally your weight would have gone up on the scale. So if you're using that as a measurement system, that would give you a reason why you think you've gained body fat or weight in that sort of sense. Another one is just the sort of guilty feeling that often we have. If you eat badly, you feel guilty, you feel you've blown it, you're beating yourself up, you're in a worse mood. Then, of course, that justification or that evaluation then means you're going to rate yourself as feeling bigger again. If you were to, take a guesstimate of your body fat before and after eating bad foods, when you've eaten the bad foods afterward, you're going to put it a few percent higher. So this is what explains why after a bad day's eating, you feel like you've undone all your hard work because of those three factors. But the reality is your body fat has not gone up. And the key to success is not about whether to avoid that and stopping that. It's about how you react the next day. And if you get straight back onto a dieting protocol, there'll be no harm done. And I would have talked about elsewhere, and we'll talk again in the future about if you are dieting hard, it is important to have days where you increase your calorie intake to keep metabolism alive and functioning, so to speak. In that case, it's not even that bad a thing. You could argue it's a good thing to do. So just bear that in mind. Next time you have a bad day, it's not about the bad day. Don't beat yourself up for the bad day. If you get straight back on it the next day, then you're still well on track.